The Social Security Board has contributed $1.5 million to the new Peebles Hospital Pledge Program, which is seeking to raise $10 million to acquire medical equipment for the new hospital. The pledge program was launched on Thursday, February 13th at the hospital chapel located in the new state-of-the-art medical facility. The $1.5 million donation presented by Paul Webster, chairman of the Social Security Board, was among several initial contributions to the pledge.
Mr. Minister, you are aware that the board approved a donation to the program at a meeting in October last year, and you were advised in writing that the donation is to be used to purchase equipment for the hospital. We also asked you to ensure that the equipment that is purchased is used by persons who are properly trained to use that equipment and that it is kept in good working order. You may also be aware that when we set up the intensive care unit, we had pledged to train persons to use the equipment in that unit. That pledge stands. The healthier our people are, is the less we spend on health and injury benefits. So healthy population, we pay less. We have more to help more. Therefore, we have a vested interest in having a first-class healthcare system. This pledge today is but one further step in achieving that lofty goal. Mr. Minister, it gives me great pleasure to present to you today a ceremonial check in the amount of $1.5 million to be used to purchase equipment for this wonderful new hospital.
The Rotary Club of Tortola continues to provide significant assistance to Peebles Hospital. Club President Kenneth Morgan says the BVI Rotary family regards the Peebles Hospital project as a community effort and should not be left to government alone.
It's important that the community gets involved and shows support in any way they can. And we believe that the new Peebles Hospital should be a community effort, not just a government effort. We all want the best standard of health care that can be provided, and that can only be achieved through everyone coming together to lend their support. The Rotary Clubs of Tortola have long been involved in working with the hospital through providing dialysis machines and donating a fetal heart monitor, just to name two. Now we wish to step forward again. In recent years, we've staged a major fundraising charity auction. This year it's to be held at Government House on Saturday, March the 29th. Just this week, the organizing committee pledged that a major share of the proceeds of that event will go towards the neonatal intensive care unit at the hospital. We hope that this represents just the beginning of a continuing involvement with this and the many other aspects of the new hospital that will need our support.
Chairman of the BVI Health Services Authority Board, Bishop John Klein, also called on the wider community for support as government seeks to raise $10 million required to procure equipment for the new hospital. Addressing a question on the status of the funds during a press conference held right after the ceremony, Health Minister Ronnie Skelton said some $7 million has already been secured.
The budgeted figure for fitting out the new Peebles Hospital with everything is about $10 million. We have at our disposal, including the Social Security check at this point in time, about $7 million of it. We never expect the pledge program to bring in all of the monies. I don't want to give a percentage because then we might stop at that percentage. But we were expecting a 50-50 partnership. That's in my mind. So we expect to have 50% of it by the pledge program. There are some anonymous donors who don't want to be mentioned, who are also pledging, and it's not, the amount is not readily available at this point in time.
Meanwhile, Minister Skelton expressed gratitude to the various donors for their contributions. He said the launch of the pledge program marks another milestone for the new Peebles Hospital since the keys were handed over to government in October 2013.
Back in October, I mentioned a few things that will need to happen in order for service to begin at the new Peebles Hospital and for it to become functional. I mentioned that moving forward, the transition to the new hospital will be a phased process, and tenders were issued for a transition management team. Since then, a tender was chosen, and I am proud to announce that Baptist Medical International tender was accepted and approved by Cabinet. However, the transition has commenced, starting with the moving of the pharmacy, biomedical services, and dietary services. They are operating from this facility now.
The National Bank of the Virgin Islands also pledged funds to purchase a pacemaker kit. The New Testament Church of God International Worship Center and Lime are among other donors. According to Minister Skelton, the grand opening ceremony for the new Peebles Hospital will not take place in March this year as was initially planned. He says a technical transition team from Baptist Medical Hospital was contracted by government to begin the phased transition process from the hospital annex into the new building, but no new opening date was revealed.